Hello again. In Lesson 11's Building Speed routine, we are going to have a few changes. I'll explain them as we go along, but we will still be building our automatic responses to the sounds we hear and the letters that we need to write for those sounds. Here's our first change. We have included the sign for the letter B. This is because the sounds for the letters B and P are pretty similar. The mouth shape is pretty similar, so it's no good using a photo. So this will appear as a prompt to help. Also, the sound is really quiet. Sometimes we can slightly pop the sound so that it can be heard, but it's even more tricky when it's on a video, and that's another reason for using the sign. Well, seeing as it's there, let's get started. I did slightly pop that so you could hear it. Is B. A. A is A. Mp. Mp is M. P. O. O is O. Sp. Sp is S. P. I. I is I. And P. P is P. And that's us finished. I've included the letter P and the blends that use that letter because it was the last one that we did at the end of part 1. For the others, I'll go over a couple of ways of going over those 4 missing letters and 4 consonant blends in a slightly different way. For now, let's go over these for our reading routine. Look at the letter and say the sound you would say if you were reading. Very quiet, isn't it? A. Mp. O. Sp. I. Now we have a new routine, this time for apostrophes. Do I need an apostrophe? Op. That's the question to ask yourself. To remind you to leave an op, a space, when we put in an apostrophe, and for the 2 reasons. The letter O to remind us, am I omitting a letter? The letter P to remind us, am I writing about something that somebody or something possesses? Is not. I want to change it to isn't, so I'm going to omit the space between the words and I'm going to omit the letter O. So it starts isn't. I've omitted the space. Now I'm going to put an apostrophe where the letter O would have been. then add the T to finish the word. Isn't. Possess. Well, here we have Pat. And we wrote about Pat's favourite spot. That would need an apostrophe S. We've left a space where the apostrophe is and we've added an S for writing Pat's spot. We'd have written Pat's in the same way if we'd have been writing about Pat's music or about Pat's headphones. So those are our strategies and our routine. And here is a way of going over all of that you did in part 1. We've got reminders for mouth prompts. We have got all of the letter shapes. You can ask somebody to say the sounds to you. Or maybe you are going to do the reading routine yourself using this part. And we have a reminder for adding suffix S, the 2 reasons. So you can use this slide, or you can go back to Shapes and Sounds Part 1 and find Lesson 9's Building Speed routine to go over all of this again to make sure that your responses are really speedy, really automatic. Thank you for joining me.